Good morning, everyone. My name is Johannes from Innomotics. I'm Business Development Manager for our high voltage motors and medium voltage drives division. And I have Dan with me.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Dan, and I'm responsible for the Systems and Solutions portfolio and marketing in Innomotics. Nice to have you here.
As he said, a pleasure to have you all here. We would like to use the next 20 minutes with you to talk about motion powering the future. So in this, we would like to explain you how we in Innomotics can help you to achieve your sustainability goals with our drive systems. A little bit to us, we have in total 17 factories across the world. They are all strategically located to serve our local markets accordingly. From our motors division, we have in total 8. As I said, focused on their local markets, as well as from an MVD, so a drive standpoint, we in the end have 5 factories where we produce our products for the world. To give you a little insights about our products and what we do, we would like to share with you our drives first. On the drive standpoint, we really have a full portfolio that covers all your needs, that in the end covers all applications that you desire accordingly with different topologies and different access we provide there. Our main focus on those is to look at high reliability. So what can we do with our products to provide you the reliability that you need in your applications? Secondly, smallest footprint. We all know that drives and motors are getting installed in environments where footprint may be a challenge, specifically when we look at offshore applications or existing sites where footprint is somewhat of a relevance. When you compare ours to competitors, we tend to be 1/3 smaller than the others, so you gain the advantage on that end to have more space or to be able to use space accordingly that you have. Third point that is important to us is energy efficient. So as you all know, with a drive, you can regulate the speed efficiently. There is no need for damping elements or things like this. So overall, energy efficiency is boosting, or we help boosting energy efficiency with all of these measures. Fourth point on that, we are versatile. I talked about it, we have medium voltage drives. Frankly, we start from 480 volt and we go up to more or less 13.8 kV. But even there, we have certain applications where we can go up to 35 kV depending on what your input requirements are. From a power range, we start with 100 kilowatt and we go up to 100 megawatt. So we really cover there the whole portfolio. We don't have a small niche where we fit in. We really have the entire portfolio that we can in the end serve there. Something that sets us apart from others is we are line friendly. So basically our drives have nearly no recirculation back to the grid. So we have a near unit power factor accordingly, and our grid disturbances are getting almost zero. More or less lastly, on the other end of it, we are motor friendly on it, specifically with what we call a GH180, so basically a multi-cell topology, and we almost have zero issues with existing motors with potentially already old winding systems, as in the end we are very friendly towards them, and with the VTDs. And lastly, we are load friendly. Goes hand in hand a little with the energy efficiency topic, where we help you to reduce your CO2 footprint accordingly and really help you there specifically in the usage phase of our product to save accordingly. From the drives to the motors, as I said, second portfolio, certainly, as I said, the drives are in the end changing the frequency accordingly and the motors make it spin. From a motor standpoint, we talked about, we serve there all markets and really as well here start with very small ones and go up to the bigger ones. Smallest one roundabout similar to the drive side 100 kilowatt, whilst on the higher end, the biggest one that we have so far built in operation is 105 megawatt motor, which when you look at it, is one of the biggest currently on the market that is serving there a customer in China accordingly. Similar on the drive side, we focus on high reliability. So motors we provide are serving under real extreme conditions, let it be temperature, let it be offshore rigs, let it be somewhere remote islands. So we are not really in an office environment with these things or production environments. We're really outdoor duty and are really under heavy influences there. Secondly, we do provide low noise levels, something that we see is really relevant in certain applications that we need to have, in the end, low noise requirements as well. Noise always comes with vibration, and here, similar to the noise side, our motors come with really low vibration values, following whatever IEC or API standard that we have to follow to really ensure a smooth operation and a smooth runtime accordingly. Similar on the drive side, on the motor, high power density. So again, footprint. Motors coming from us tend to have the highest horsepower per square feet ratio compared to what is available on the market, and we really serve there accordingly. And then, obviously, clearly, sustainability is also there a great anchor. Whereas in the old days, you may have used a diesel engine or a gas turbine there, we are really setting the stage there and replacing existing systems with all electric drivetrains, which then we'll show you later a couple examples of how we do that accordingly. And then the last bullet on the motor side, lifetime. Certainly buying a product today, it has to sustain, it has to run for 20 years, for 30 years, where we can really guarantee the operation accordingly on these products as well. From our products, I'd like to go a little into the innovations that we provide. And some of them you will see already at our booth later on, where if you wish, you can really show them up and talk to our experts there accordingly. We launched this SPS fair, what we call a Vision Inomotics Unify, where we combine in the end two product families or two drive families to really serve there and provide there a single cohesive offering that you can take, that you can benefit for the future decades to come with bulletproof innovations accordingly. You will also see what we call an active vibration control system. So basically where we eliminate vibrations on motors by measuring them and actively dampening them so that we really reduce the limits there accordingly. Thirdly, our GH180 IQ, which is the drive you see directly right to us or right to me. On this product, we focus on further innovations, not just on the drive side, but really on what information we measure. So in the past, we only had the drive that was able to run the motor. Now, the drive measures data accordingly so that we can predict how IGBTs run, how all these components run, and there accordingly can prevent downtime, which we understand is somewhat crucial for you. We do have a brand new concept that we released last year in Hannover on the oil lubricated roller bearing, which is in the end an existing rolling element bearing that you all may know from your motors, but on these you really replace the grease lubrication with an oil lubrication and a slinger ring, which you can somewhat of a compare to in the end a sleeve bearing, where we are really able to extend the lifetime of the bearing and are more or less maintenance free for 2 years. So there's no need to re-lubricate with grease. We can really use there the oil for the bearings accordingly. And then it has to be replaced after a certain time. So from our products and what we build in our factories, we would like to also now share with you what we produce and in the end what we can deliver to you in case you desire. We do provide products that you can buy as they are today, but additionally to that, you can also get into systems and solutions where we take ownership and responsibility accordingly. And for this, I'm happy to have my colleague Dan with me, and he would guide you through the next couple points there accordingly. So Dan, happy to have you here.
Thank you, Johannes. Indeed, from what we produce to what we deliver, in the technological language, we like to say we deliver torque and rotational speed at the motor shaft. If we speak about the drivetrain, we package them together so that they have very low distortions, so that the output is smooth, so that the application that it's running behind has a longer operational life and the costs related to that are limited. Then, of course, we produce drives, we produce motors, and we have the know-how to put them together at work, to package them in the right way from the technological point of view so that the operator has the most benefit out of it. And last but not least, of course, we have a strong focus on the state-of-the-art, in a nutshell, digital solutions. For example, we have the Inspire IQ cloud-based platform, which improves the maintenance activities during the operational life, which has predictive functionalities so that the operator knows what's coming up in advance, can adapt the maintenance schedule, can push the next maintenance because the plant does not need it yet, or can make earlier an intervention so that he can avoid what's the worst for a mission-critical applications to surprisingly stop. When we speak about applications, we have the focus on basically all industries. You see some of them here. Turbine replacement in a nutshell. There are a lot of gas and steam turbines operating. in the oil and gas industry, in the petrochemical industry, on the offshore oil drilling platforms, or on the floating processing and storage platforms. There are mission critical applications there. They are, to be honest, not exactly friendly for the environment. And that's why we have a very strong focus to replace these mechanical turbines with electrical ones, to put the electrical energy at work with our drivetrain-based solutions. And by doing this, we save high amounts of water. Thousands of cubic meters of clear water are saved. We saved the CO2 emissions. And with this, we bring a benefit to the operator of the turbine, of the electrical turbine, because he has a saving in the taxes he pays, because he damages less the environment. There is an up to 20% operational cost reduction attached to an electrical driven turbine. And last but not least, there is an efficiency increase up to double. The core of our application for this are the products coming from our Inomotics high voltage powerhouse. We have here another example up to shaft height 900. The motor is quite big. It has a smooth torque. There are technological benefits which makes them among the most reliable in the market. And of course, the driver of the motor, the converter, the power converter in different topologies, the so-called multi-cell topology with redundancy functionality, with bypass functionality, so that if one part of the drive fails, which happens very seldom, but nevertheless, then the rest of the drive can run at 70–80% capacity, so that we avoid the stop of the respective application. The second example, we call them grid application. These are solutions for static power compensation, for ship-to-shore applications, for adapting one type of network to a different type of network. Just think about the big cruise ships coming into the harbor in Hamburg, for example. When they dock in, they still need a lot of energy. Instead of using their own energy, which is burning machine-based still, through this grid application, we make the ship be connected to the supply on shore, so he uses energy. In Hamburg, for example, a lot of clean energy coming from the windmill in the surrounding. Last but not least, again, the core of such a grid application. We don't have a motor this time inside, but the brain, the core, together with the digital platform, are again our drives, with specific functionalities which make them be friendly toward the load, but also on the supply side. Mining, I mentioned it, we cannot live without mining, without raw materials. And our mission is to make it cleaner, to make it more nature-friendly. For example, we do this by delivering energy on the mine site where it is needed. You have here an example for a project we did in South America where we delivered 30 e-houses with electrical friendly technology in the mine site. One digital solution example, it's called Integrate Shield. It has to do with the so-called LOTO process, log out, tag out process. This is crucial because it has to do with the safety of the people. This is the process that takes care that nobody is injured during a maintenance activity in a plant, machine, process, whatever. This digital solution secures the access rights. It documents the sequence of the operations that have to be done. They forbid the access of wrong persons or wrong members in the process if they are not dedicated to this. This is the utmost example and hopefully argument to convince you that we at Inomotics, we serve the society, we put motion when it makes the world better today.